All right, well, morning all. Spent last evening cleaning up these fastening bolts. Everything turned out pretty good. So today's project is going to be decals. So I'm over here playing around with PowerPoint right now. And what I've come up with so far is matching the width of that decal there. Now, this is a backup plan. I will be going to the auto parts store and seeing if I can find some regular pinstriping. The actual decal kit for this garden tractor is $125, but you get all the decals. But all I really need is this stripe right here. So I'm going to look and see if I can find some regular pinstriping to do that. If not, we're going to do plan B. Stay tuned. Well, making some headway. I just about got this one to the right size now. I think maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, we're printing these just to get the sizing right. We're going to try this kind of paper here. So I was looking at it. It does feel pretty sticky. So I may take a piece of this and just stick it on something to see what it's going to act like. And I do have clear masking tape to go over it, so I may print one out and see how it's going to look on this kind of paper. Okay, well, I was pretty happy with the design that I got, so I went ahead and I printed this out on adhesive back paper. So the next step now is to take clear duct tape, and I'm just going to run strips across these, and that should waterproof them. And then I mean, if they don't work, they'll peel right back up, but I'm thinking this may look pretty good once I get the clear tape on them. We'll see. Well, I think I am liking how they come out with the clear tape on them. It's made them shiny. Let's compare here. You know, I think that's going to work just fine. I want to take these in to my wife and see how good she is cutting on the lines. So that way I can get in to start masking. Okay, yeah, I got to get with my son. He may have a paper cutter that I can use to cut straight lines, but for now, I'm masking the labels, the decals that I'm keeping. This will probably have to get masked again, but right now it's just to protect it as I sand it. And I'm going to have to do maybe a little body work that may sand out. We'll see how that goes. But for now, we're going to remove these decals because I've remade these. So the way to do this, I'm using a heat gun, and we're going to heat these up. And I've got a flat blade razor knife. All right, it's going pretty quick now. Once you get it heated up, then it turns to goo. And what I'll do now is get some acetone and clean some of that glue up there so it doesn't clog up the sander. Well, just because I can. So I've got some residue glue left on there that'll definitely gum up a sander. I've got Goof Off, Works First Time, Heavy Duty Remover. I've got some Tent Off. We'll try that. Rubbing alcohol, and acetone. So let's start with this one. I'm going to work from the bottom up just to see how well this stuff works. A little bit of bubbling action. And rubby dub dub. Actually looks like it did pretty good. So as you can see, it's no longer sticky there. So we still got some residue up there. Let's try Tent Off next. Much wider spray pattern. So Tent Off didn't work very well. Okay, let's try rubbing alcohol next. Okay, rubbing alcohol looks like it did pretty good. Still a little sticky up there. And acetone. And acetone seemed to do okay. So I think the goof off is going to work for me in this application. So yeah, that should sand pretty good now. So I'm going to rinse and repeat on this side. Alright, well, we're going to move outside. We're going to start off a couple different sanders. And then some hand sanding, and I may bring the wire brush out for the corners. But yeah, we're going to get all this surface rust off and get it smoothed out and ready for paint. Sorry for the wind again. So what I'm doing is I'm going and trying to sand these big gouges out. Now the paint will fill that in, so I just want to get it to where I can't fill them. So I'm using 60 grit to do this. And then we're going to switch to 120, go over the whole thing, and then 220, and then it'll get a bath. So that's my method of sanding these down. All right, I'm going to give this, it's all sanded, I'm going to give it a bath with simple green. And instead of dragging my water hose out just for one part, I'm going to use my 5-gallon jug of water there. Wash and rinse. So yeah, and then we'll leave it out here to dry and it'll be ready for paint. Yeah, I'm double checking my masking, make sure that's gonna stay on there. It looks like it did pretty good. Everything's feeling really smooth now. So yeah, let this dry a little bit more because it's still got a little moisture in it. And it's pretty humid out right now, so I don't know how that paint's going to act. But we'll see. So I did the underside first just to make sure the paint didn't go bad. If I remember correctly, it takes this paint quite a while to dry, so I'm going to just let this one dry overnight, and then we'll do the top side tomorrow.